Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Advancement Center and the world of magic and miracles, where we meet another day and connect to one another wherever we are, which is everywhere. It's a great feeling to know that there's a plan in place and that has been in place for lifetimes for taking us to freedom. And whether you're listening, actually, if you are listening to these words or watching me, you are a part of the plan that I am connected to bring freedom to humanity. And if you're not, and you're somewhere else, and you're hearing from the beings who support us all, you may be operating in another part of the plan to free humanity. And it's a great feeling to know that the plan is moving forward, as it always is, that everything that's happening in your life and on the planet is part of that plan. And it allows you to relax, no matter what it appears to look like on the planet, within your own life, that it's all been orchestrated, all been something to move us forward into freedom, individually and collectively. And that knowing of that plan means the knowing that they are beings unseen and seen who are looking after us, who operate from a place of love and caring for everything and everyone. It's like having a recognition of your parents when you're 3 years old, that they're aware of everything and they have a plan for your life that brings safety and security and well-being. And so you can relax and enjoy playing as you participate in the plan by just your being. Everything else is extra sauce. So to know that those beings are here, have been here, have been orchestrating a plan, bringing forth the Council of Galaxies for all galaxies throughout all universes, bringing forth the fleet to give security where it's needed, and bringing friends like Simeon into our life that gives us a personal awareness that the band is playing the music of the plan for humanity. And you'll feel these beings behind you, beside you, in moments that you don't expect, where all of a sudden the sound around you changes. Everything becomes still, even as you're interacting with other people, and you feel a presence. And it may take a minute for you to say, was that you, Simeon? Was that you? To another master, to an angel, because you felt the power of a presence in the midst of just doing what seemed like a mundane thing. But that will begin to happen more and more frequently as the plan is speeding up, and our part in it is growing and is expanding, and our abilities to execute our part are growing and expanding. So hold on to your hat, for we know there's always more coming, but this is really big. Even as you are aware of some parts of the plan, there's so many facets to it. My grandson just went to school for his first day of kindergarten. How exciting that is. We all remember it. But what struck me was we're now in a place where if he said to his mother, I don't think I want to do this, his mother would say, we'll find another way. When I was growing up, you did not have that choice. School was what you had to do. And it's the same with work. There's a freedom. How you're going to work, when you're going to work, where you're going to work. You're going to go into the office, you're going to stay home. And all these things came out of what was called COVID. And although they were brought on by fear, the responses, they changed the way we lived. And even allowed everyone to see the power that humanity has to say, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do something different. And your sovereignty is recognized, and you have the ability to make a choice. And no one will condemn you for that choice now. It's find what makes you happy. And so there are many kids now who will forego school. Many kids, after COVID ended, which it never really started, that did school online, said, you know what? I don't want to go back. I'll do this on my own at home. And many people did the same with their jobs. There's no right way. There's just choice. And choice is freedom. And our sovereignty and freedom was buried under the program of this is how you do it. You go to kindergarten, you go to junior high, you go to high school, you go to college. And now it's up to you to do whatever you want to do. So we're free. And the system can't handle that. It's slowly disintegrating because it needs people to be unfree to make it live. And the new world and the industry of magic and miracles is based and created in freedom and sovereignty. So people are finding a hard time getting employees for their companies. Enrollment in schools are down because people have said, we don't have to do it your way. And so as we step into our freedom and sovereignty, it's that feeling of being let loose into the infinite possibilities of your life. That feeling of riding the bike where the support was keeping you up in the face of the rules and the laws and the have to do it our way. And now that has been removed, the hands on the seat have come off as you ride and you're pedaling and you're screaming with your arms out, no hands. And you look back for a moment and see that the support is not directly holding your seat. And you get a little nervous. And then you turn around and pedal faster. And you're gone. And you're screaming, wee, because you're free. And no one is going to tell you what to do, where to go, how to live. And in fact, you've just begun to show others by pedaling away from the rules, away from the structure, away from the format that's held humanity in its grips for lifetimes. So keep pedaling, keep smiling, keep following your spirit. Safety, security, and well-being. Safety, security, and well-being. That is what we have now. That is our starting point. And just like a child who is loved by his family begins to know that this feeling of safety, security, and well-being is real, we become free to play. With that knowing, we return to our childlike nature, where we choose the swings one day and the sliding board the next. It was in our freedom and joy that we delivered our essence to humanity. In us was a natural caring for all life, and we used our magic from behind the scenes while sliding down the sliding board to bring balance, harmony, and freedom to all those we encountered and all life everywhere. It is no wonder that all of humanity harkens back to their childlike nature. Our childlike being holds the template for the perfection of all life, uninhibited, unpretentious, authentic, and powerful. Add a tablespoon of mischief, a dash of fuckum, a wink, and a smile, and you have the perfect recipe for perfection and freedom. But without safety, security, and well being, we had to hide the spark that is the origin of this freedom. And so there are many children and many adults who have buried the light of their spark, for it shone too bright and would be attacked. This light could never be destroyed, but without the feeling and knowing of safety, security, and well being, we felt that we must hide it away. And now we are once again childlike, and our light will outshine the sun. But now we have a bigger playground to play on. It is called the outer reaches of the universe and this physical plane known as Earth. Still working behind the scenes, but now with full awareness, for we have awakened to our destiny. You are in the midst of the great moment of remembrance and the great rebirth of humanity. It could not be done without safety, security, and well being. Without them, the spark would lay dormant for another 1,000 years. Those three and those who have brought them have opened the door and paved the way for what is about to come. Beings with the heart of a child and the power of God. 1 + 1 = infinity. That is the number of miracles that the magic in one spark of life can create. All done while you're swinging in your swing and sliding down the sliding board. This is what you have always done, and now it will begin again. Once we know we have safety, security, and well being, our innocence will return, our protection will drop, and our focus will return to the joy of life and looking after each other. Your Creator is looking after you. Simeon is looking after you, and the masters and the angels are looking after you. So let the weight of looking after yourself fall from the shoulders of your being, and let others know by your life that they can do the same. Now feel the explosion of love from your heart as the spark within you, that is 1,000 times more powerful than a nuclear bomb, comes roaring out of the dark, roaring out of its cell to pronounce to humanity once and for all, I am free. I am free. And I love you. One day while out on a walk, you notice a light coming from inside a structure. The structure has been put up as if pieces were added to it over a long period of time. The way it is constructed makes you think that it was built and added on to prevent the many storms that come to this area from ravaging the structure and destroying the light. There are pieces of plywood and shutters covering almost every crack and crevice, yet the light somehow is still able to be seen and, most importantly, felt. As you approach the shed-like structure, you are met by someone who speaks as though they are the owner of the property. They said that the storms of life kept coming and that they needed to hide their light for fear that it would be put out. As each storm approached, they put a new piece of armor to shield their light until it was encased in a fortress. They said that their light felt so vulnerable and so did they. Each shutter and each piece of plywood represented an experience that they had gone through. Piece by piece, they were put up until the light was hidden from almost everyone. They said that they were helpless to remove the boards from the structure and free the light. But they realized that since this person could see the light, even through all the boards, that maybe they could remove them. The person said that they would gladly remove each shutter and each piece of plywood until the beautiful light from within could shine for all the world to see. And in that moment, it was done. The light would never again be blocked or hidden, and it would shine so bright that not even the light of the sun could compare. This is what we do for each other. We uncover the light. Leadership in the eye of the needle. We are being pushed through the eye of a needle. All the things within us that respond to the program of resistance that was given to humanity at the beginning of life can now be overthrown. The resistance is a resistance to the magic that is in each one, delivered from each one, but more importantly, is each one. We must start to listen to those that speak their magic to us. We must begin to realize that each one in their own way is delivering the words to protect the other from harm. And the resistance to that delivery of magic must and will end. Many more things will be stripped away as we move through the eye of the needle so that we are prepared to lead humanity by showing them how to be the new human in the new world in the same way that we have been shown. We are being prepared to do the thing that we were built to do. There is nothing more important and nothing that will give us more joy. Just sit with this for a moment and let the enormity of what we're about to do sink in. Now let your heart feel what many would call responsibility, but what instead is the revealing of a destiny that was planted in you at the beginningless beginning. Feel the tears well up as what you have always truly desired is about to come true. But first, you must go through the eye of the needle. Traveling through it will require a will and an openness that you've always known you had to have, always known you wanted to have, but always found a justification to not have it. But now it is the time. And as your focus narrows, your choice becomes clear. Above all else, you have chosen to lead. True leaders seldom, if ever, think of themselves. They are always thinking about what is in the best interests of the whole. They know who they are and have no longing, no need, or even no time for any kind of validation or confirmation. They are too busy leading. They are rooted in their purpose and their awareness of what they came here to do. They have walked through the eye of the needle. This is who you must become. This is who you are. Similarly, a mother raising her kids decides to throw off the external and hidden pursuits of her life for the acceptance of her purpose to show her kids how to become new humans in the new world. Many times not focusing on her personal needs and foregoing the need for outward beauty as she delivers to her children what is the true desire of her heart and places all else secondary. These mothers have walked through the eye of the needle. This is who you must become. This is who you are. Once through, all your gifts that have been hidden by you will become clearly visible, and you will remember what they were and where you hid them. They could not be found until you walked through the eye, for you would have used them for yourself, and therefore you would not have been ready to lead. But now you will pour them on the humanity that you came to serve. You will have come through the eye of the needle, and the false identity that was you will be scraped away and will no longer exist. And the true you will become the first of many leaders whose purpose it has always been to take humanity into freedom and the light and the love and the magic of the new world where miracles will be as plentiful as the stars in the sky. Throw off everything and lead. This is your heart's desire. This is your destiny. And these are words from a song that I love. There is a place that we'll go where there's mostly quiet, flowers and butterflies. A rainbow lives beside it, and from a velvet sky, a summer storm, you can feel the coolness in the air, but you're still warm. And then a mighty roar will start the sky a crying, but not even lightning will be frightening my lion. And with no fear inside, no need to run, no need to hide, you're standing tall and strong. You're the bravest of them all. If on courage you must call, then just keep on trying and trying and trying. You're a lion. In your own way, be a lion. I am standing tall and strong. I'm the bravest of them all. If on courage I must call, then I'll keep on trying and trying and trying. Yes, I'm a lion in my own way. I'm a lion. And finally, a friend like Simeon. Can you imagine having a friend like Simeon who loves you from near and far? Can you imagine that there is one who sees you as he sits amongst the stars? He's closer to us than the one known as God, for he shared with us something so personal as his name, an intimate and personal relationship, well-being for all, his claim to fame. From this place in the physical, it's hard to believe that someone like Simeon is listening to me. Who could have prepared you for a friend such as this from the outer reaches of the universe where your true life exists? There are no words to describe the gifts he's given me. With a brother whom we call Robert, we are reminded that we are free. There is nothing that can harm us. We are held within his hands. Walk tall in the strength of his love for you, and in power and freedom you will stand. O Simeon, O Simeon, you have delivered the messages of life. Thank you for our beloved Robert, who must overcome the physical world without a fight. So away we go. You've loved every heart. You showed us perfection and who we've always been from the start. This reality with you and Robert, most times it's hard to believe. May we never take for granted how incredible it is to see that you are right where we are. There's nothing to fear. It is our destiny to know you. My gratitude pours out from my tears. So, can you imagine having a friend like Simeon who loves you from near and far? Can you imagine that there is one who sees you as he sits amongst the stars? Thank you, everyone, for joining me. We have safety, we have security, and we're headed for freedom. And knowing that, and knowing that every I has been dotted, every T has been crossed in this plan for the freeing of humanity, know that you have a perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. Thank you.